Juice Talk TV, what it do? It's your main man, Cool Tape, back with another one. We got a very special guest in the building, very special guest on the platform, the one and only Don the Joola. How you feeling, my boy?
Man, I'm feeling good, man.
And we have another, actually a lovely special guest returning to the platform. Who did you bring with you today?
Oh, that's my superstar right here, man. This is EdaGod.
So,
I mean, y'all recognize her from the Juice Talk Cypher.
Yes,
All
sir.
female Cypher.
But
She burned.
Yep.
She burned.
Besides the cypher, y'all might just notice her from her just music, just putting out music out here in general.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But thanks for definitely mentioning that, and thanks EdaGod for just joining and being a part of that. Definitely burned it, like he said, and thanks Don for mixing that down for us perfectly. But for all,
I was happy to do it.
oh yeah, for sure. But you know, we're gonna get right on into it, man. But first and foremost, I just want to give you your flowers, man, because you've been doing a lot of work in the city for a long time. And I ain't saying it like that to say like, oh, you old. Because every time I say that, they're like, you calling me old. No, you've been doing work in the city for a long time in a positive way, the right way. And we're going to get into that the best way we can tonight. So it's only right that I give you your flowers live.
Gratitude,
Close, personal, from me to you on Juice Talk TV.
I appreciate you.
So for the people who haven't seen you on this platform in particular, because I know you got a lot of platforms you done been on, you got stuff, you got your own stuff we're gonna get into, but for the people who haven't seen you on this platform, just let them know who Don is.
I am a super producer and engineer. I currently work with Blackout. I run Blackout Studios. It's my house. I work with H1 The Hook, 54 Baby Trey, Guapo Chapo, EdaGod, RBE, Mook G, you name them, I work with them.
A handful, list goes on and on. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. We gonna probably leave some people out, but it's okay. We'll get into that. Were you born and raised here in the city?
Yes, born and raised in Milwaukee.
What side of town, if I can ask?
Every side of town. My childhood wasn't exactly stable.
Okay.
Right.
I was gonna ask you how was it growing up for you?
It was rough. You know, I'm a little bit older, so I grew up in the crack era, and it affected my family heavy. My mom was gone. I raised my brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest of 5.
Wow.
So I was all over the place. I think the longest place I remember staying as a young boy was 36 and Roar.
Wow.
Off of Villard, across from Mount Olive and Edison.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So that's the earliest I can remember, like, being in a stable place for a long time.
What about schools did you attend in the city?
Parkview Elementary, John Muir Middle School, Bayview High School.
So, speaking of that, when did this actually come about with you?
So I'm a classically trained saxophone player. I've been playing alto sax since 5th grade. I was first chair All-State from 8th grade to 12th grade.
That's what's
So I play the alto sax, the baritone sax, and the flute.
So not only are you a super producer, you're a producer that actually uses instruments.
Yes, and can read and write music.
Wow. Now that's major.
Yeah,
that's major. A lot of people cannot read music.
No, facts.
And when we say read music, and the newer generation might not even understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, they don't even know what a score looks like or sheet music. Or
oh my God! But when did you actually first discover your talents of actually wanting to be a producer? Did you ever do any music yourself, like artistry music?
No.
Okay, so when did you ever first notice that you wanted to actually pursue producing or make beat making, I should say?
When I was 16, I moved in with my godmother. My godmother was dating this guy. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him, but Christopher Godzilla Taylor.
Godzilla.
Right? And so he had a little studio in the basement, and I really took a liking to what he was doing, and, you know, basically was his shadow for like the next 10 years. I'm his first student.
Godzilla's first too.
Yeah.
So
he's my sensei. I knew that I wanted to do something with music, but I had a road before then. Like before I got to the music, you know, when I got out of high school, I was a professional wrestler. Yeah. I was like 160 pounds when I graduated, put on 30 pounds of muscle, went to wrestling school, and did shows.
So you was basically born into entertainment.
Yes. Oh yeah.
If you shall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm definitely an entertainment guy. I understand the business. Understand what you're supposed to be doing, regardless of what part of entertainment you're in. You know what I mean? Like, so I get it.
You do, and I can see it in your work ethic. We got a lot to talk about. Like I said, the people you work with. We're gonna definitely get into all that.
The blackout situation came because of Slick Talk with Scales.
And how did that happen?
So, if you know the Milwaukee podcast scene, you know that Scales had a podcast prior to Slick Talk,
Smoking
Gossip with him, Bree, and Spoil Rotten. Shout out to Bree and Spoil Rotten.
Yeah.
They stopped potting for whatever reason. But before they had stopped potting, I came on as a producer on the show, and took them from being just on Facebook to being on YouTube and Twitter at the same time. Like they were broadcasting live to all these places. They even have the Twitch.
You orchestrated this.
Yeah. So I worked side by side with Doc Holliday, and
shout out to Doc. Yeah, definitely been in the game for a minute.
Helped them advance their format. And so then Scales, you know, wanted to get back into potting after Smoking Gossip ended. And at first he was going to do it by himself. And then, you know, he kind of didn't like talking to himself.
Yeah.
And so, like, the third episode, I joined in. And, you know, even though I was there at the first one, I just didn't say anything. But I joined this show on the third episode, and we're 260 episodes in.
That's what's up. Congratulations to y'all, man.
Thank you.
What some of the biggest guests y'all had on there so far? Besides, well, go ahead. Yeah, some of the biggest guests you guys had. If you could just name a few.
We've had all the local artists.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for Chicken. We haven't had Chicken on the show yet. I think we're probably...
It's in the works. I'm pretty sure it'll be in the works.
Detroit Barbie.
Detroit Barbie. Numerous. You can't even. It's just so many.
All the episodes run together.
Oh, okay, right.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's hard to think sometimes, but like
it's all good.
I know we had TK Kravitz on.
That's what's up. Shout out to TK.
It's a girl in my head. I can see her, but I can't think of her name right now. I'm on the spot, so I can't think.
It's all good.
But yeah, she's on. She's super viral, super dope young artist from Detroit.
Okay.
But we've had some stars. Party of Four.
Has Rico Love ever been on?
No.
Not yet.
Oh, you don't know the story.
Yeah, you got to tell me the story. I don't want to move too fast, but
right.
You know.
Man, Rico's not a fan.
Care to tell us why, or you want to say that?
It depends on, you know, how you want the conversation to go. Like we could go there. We can. When Rico first got on, Rico and Scales grew up together. We've been friends since, you know, they were teenagers. Rico, sometimes this business will make you think that you're something before you're something. And we didn't appreciate the way Rico came home when he dropped Settle Down. And there were some promises made that weren't kept. There was situations where, you know, he thought he was coming to my studio and he told people that we were going to rob him, and all kind of crazy stuff. And I think it was just him being young and not really understanding. And so, you know, we have this infamous diss record which is a top 50 greatest disc record of all time, according to Rolling Stone. But from my perspective, it was a business move, and I don't think he took it that way. And you know, we're extremely proud of Rico and what he accomplished. Especially as a songwriter, as a producer, he is phenomenal. And I just think at the time, it was hard for him. You know what I mean? Like, you're expected, when you get put on and you do things, you're expected to uphold certain values and principles. And when you spend too much time away from home, you don't really understand home anymore. And I think that's kind of what led us into that. And like I said, you know, for us, it's no hard feelings. You know, that was 20 years ago. And we're extremely proud of him. I don't have any bad blood. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. It is what it is.